Hello there, You Can Be Anything podcast listeners. Your girl So Babes here. Hope you're all doing great. And today we're going to be talking a little bit of politics, okay? This is my sweet spot. It's something that I love to do. But of course, we all know it's not everything in politics that you see and you talk about. But today I am happy because I can react to this, more of a reaction than really airing my opinions out there. But in the course of reacting, listen keenly. I have a few opinions to throw out there to you. And what I want to talk about today is the whole video. I think you've seen the video if you're in the social media space. You might have come across the video of the Senator of the Southwest region of Cameroon, Belamuki Charles, where he addresses the National Assembly. I listened to that video. I have pressed play on that video so many times because I just want to digest, like the tone in which this guy is talking. You can hear him. He's almost at a crying point. You get it? Because whatever he's saying, and it's close to his heart. It's close to the heart of the people he's representing. And his cry today is about the roads in the Southwest region of Cameroon. I love how he throws this out there in the form of a story. I remember growing up, you get up in class, like, so it was story time, story, or brothers and sisters, I want to tell you a story. And like, hey, yes, I want to hear your story. What is your story about? And he throws it out there and says, hey, my story is about roads in the Southwest region of Cameroon. Yes, it's not only the Southwest region of Cameroon, it's roads in Cameroon in general, roads in the English-speaking parts of Cameroon, the roads that link the rest of Cameroon to the English-speaking parts of Cameroon. And he brings out this concern to talk about, and it's I don't know what word to use, but if you look at the reaction of the people in that room, you ask yourself, are they going to take this guy seriously? This man is vocalizing what the people he represents are crying about. And if you look at the room, you ask yourself, like, are these people going to do anything? Are they just going to shush him? Or are they just going to consider him as one of those representatives who might be hungry and they need to feed him and shush him? But I'm so impressed with how the senator puts this out. And if you're a Cameroonian, you're watching this, you know that for a long time we've been in this whole promise and fail thing where, oh, we are going to do this. We understand that some of these things are campaign propaganda, elections propaganda. People say these things and they never do it. And he quotes examples there of things that were promised, the Limbe Seaport, the cement factory, things that were promised but never came into effect, right? And maybe if you dig deep, knowing the country that we come from, it's possible that funds for these things have been disbursed already, but they are not done. But again, who are we to talk about these things, right? We're not allowed. No, don't say it. We're not allowed to say things like that. But when you hear someone like him talking like this, you see that they've come to the point where what is it called again? The point of satiation. Like they've just gotten it to a level where they need to voice it, they need to talk about it. And that is probably why he was able to stand here in front of the National Assembly and air his voice and air his feelings, the feelings of the people that he represents. It's so crazy how you watch a video like this and whoever was recording this is looking in the, like, showing the hall, the room, the assembly room where they are sitting in, and somebody is laughing. And you ask yourself, this guy might have been laughing about something else. Maybe something tickled him. Maybe he got a text message that made his body JJ, or maybe somebody said something around him that made him to laugh. But the fact that he was caught on video laughing about something so sensitive, something that people are crying about, is so just, again, when people see things like that, just like I did, I'm going to interpret it in my own way. Maybe this guy was laughing about something else, but I did not find it funny when he laughed. Okay. And another thing about that room, you look at the room, you're seeing aged people who naturally are drawing towards their end of life. Okay, they are the ones that are full in that room. Look at the room. Belamuki Charles seems to be the youngest that is in that space. Again, just based on what we saw in that video. And you ask yourself, where are the young Cameroonians? Where are the young Cameroonians? Where is the young blood? Where are the people who can just get into this country, help us revive this country, bring back our Cameroonian dream? I was reading about the Cameroonian dream in the days of the Umyumbes. And I'm like, dear God, what can rekindle in us that Cameroonian dream so that we can have people who sincerely love this country, lead this country. People who care about every single Cameroonian. The kind of leader who is going to leave the 99 sheep and go after that one that has gone astray. God promised us in our anthem, it is a land of promise. These are the things that we expected when growing up singing that anthem every day you go to school. Oh, Cameroon down, land of promise. These are the things that the hope that enkindled our hearts when we sang this anthem every day of our lives. Today, those promises are being made and nobody keeps them. You see a senator goes into the assembly and is crying, is complaining about something that had been promised, a given part of the country, but never fulfilled. This is not okay. This is not okay. What can we do? What can we do, right? We are Cameroonians. What can we do? The young Cameroonians, we all know that social media has taken over this space. Social media has become so influential. And that is why I am sitting here today as one of yours to encourage us to talk about our politics online. This is 2025. Our elections are coming up. The Cameroonian presidential election is coming up. We need to talk about these elections. We need to encourage people to vote. We need to always remind ourselves that our votes do count. I know that a lot of Cameroonians are so concerned as we've been over the years. Right, wait that one go even do me if you go vote, wait till your vote go fair do, wait till your vote go change, right? Those are the things that we've talked about for years. But it's time for us to be conscious, to become more conscious and say, hey, now we were in that dark where we let you people do whatever you wanted to do. The one thing that we have the opportunity, we have the right to do is to vote. Let's start with that one. Let us cast our vote because our votes do matter. Please. There is no way we can just sit and complain and cry about what is happening in our country, about promises that are made and never kept without voting. We have to vote. If you ask, there is a ton of us out here who do not even know what the presidential list looks like. Who are the people that are running for president in this coming presidential elections? Is there any young person there that can be promising, that can be vibrant, that is going to prompt to tell us that, hey, we're going to make your life better? Is there, like, how many of you listening to me today know who is on the presidential candidate list in Cameroon? We have to be involved, and the best way that we can be involved, considering that social media has become such an influential space, is for us to talk about this thing on our social media space, to sensitize, to encourage people to vote. The idea is not to come and bash anybody. The idea is to talk about our country, make sure that we get these politicians that are interested in leading our country, talk to us, convince us that they are going to be better. They're not just going to make empty promises. They are going to make sure that the things that they tell us, they need to convince us, and then we go out there and vote for them. It is important that we do this, my people. I'm going to play Bella Muki Charles's video so you'll listen to it. The emotions I gathered listening to this video just reminded me how much I love my country and how much as Cameroonians we can contribute, even if it's just 1%, even if it's just by talking about it, by sensitizing people about the importance of voting. That plays a very big role. So please, let's not take things like this joking. This is 2025 coming. God bless us. We make it into 2025 and to October 2025. We have to prepare for this. We have to be convinced that these people are going to lead us right. And we have to make sure that our votes count. Yes, there is a time that we had all of these things. Whether you vote or not, we already know the winner. Let us vote. Let's cast those votes, right, for who we are convinced that is going to make our lives better, and watch them turn it around. Then internally, we are going to know that we made an effort rather than just sit and settle without casting a vote. I encourage you all to listen to Bella Muki Charles, and let me know in the comment section, do you think that his words are going to go far, or do you think that he's just going to hit on the duck's back? and fly away. Share your thoughts and let me know what you think. And if you ever come across videos like this that talk about the condition of our country and stuff like that, please do not hesitate to share. I am willing to listen and to learn, and I want to recommend books if you know any that will be helpful in telling us the truths. Again, it's important. We want the truth. We don't just want propaganda in books. Okay? Again, let me know your thoughts about this video as I play Belamuki Charles when he cries out to the National Assembly. It's such an emotional video. But here, listen to it yourself. Listen for yourself, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you and stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity to take the rostrum once again. And in that way, permit me, Mr. President, offer a gracious salute to members of government who are present with us here tonight. My concern and focus is tied to a primary school story. For those of us English-speaking Cameroonians who are here, if you enter the class to make a story, you say, boys and girls, are you ready to hear my story? They will say, yes, what is your story about? My story is about roads. And if the Southwesterner wants to talk in this country, the first outcry is roads. Mr. Minister of Public Works, I want you, with all due respect, to understand the cries that are coming from this house tonight. They are reflections, a perfect reflection of the cries of the average Cameroonian. The question most Cameroonians have for you is that our ministers who are charged with the duty of taking care of the road network in our country, do they circulate in this country by air or by road? How can it be that the economic capital is not properly connected to the national capital of our country? What image are we giving to the world? Mr. Minister, a few days ago you came around with some explanations after the Delegate General for National Security spoke out about the road network in the country. Yes, Mr. Minister, as I said with all due respect, have you ever lost a relation because of bad roads, Mr. Minister? When the head of state visited Boya and people put their complaints to him, he made a statement I will never forget. As a YCPD militant, the head of state said the crown cannot be happy when the cottage is not happy. Mr. Minister, everyday Cameroonians are dying because of bad roads. How? For how long are we going to cry as a people? For how long are Cameroonians going to shout out? We have elections next year. What do you want us? Look, we are leaving this place, for those of us who live in the communities, we are not safe because people will say we have gone and voted what? People will ask those questions. We don't have answers, no matter what CRTV is trying to portray now. I come from the Southwest. We have 6 divisions. How many of those divisions are adequately linked to the regional headquarters? The regional headquarters itself is not linked to the economic capital, which is the way out. Now, we condemn English-speaking Cameroonians for being terrorists. Let me reveal this to all of you, the government bench. You are giving a lot of work to our gallant military boys. If you want to condemn the people of Lebialem and say they subscribe to Ambazonian tendencies, it is simple. The bottom line is underdevelopment. There are no roads. The minister mentioned Ekondo Titi Kumba here when he last came here. There is no road to Ekondo Titi, sir. Even a motorbike cannot go to Ekondo Titi. Let us be frank. We cannot be pretending here. We should call a spade a spade. People have resorted to going by sea to Indian division. Mr. President, I understand you, but give me some time to cry to you. Translate the cry of Cameroonians to you. This is what I'm saying. It is appalling. It is bad. The situation is bad. Other speakers have mentioned areas I don't want to mention. But look at, you cannot travel from economic capital to the national capital. You cannot travel to Kribi, which is to sell Cameroon the future of our nation. Mr. Minister, we saw you signing a document saying that there will be a road from Bikoko to West Coast Idi now. The people of the west, of the southwest, are used to what you are trying to do. A contract was signed to plant a bitumen plant in Limbe. Till date, it is not there. A cement factory, it is not there. The Limbe seaport, all, Tico airport, is this, tell us, is this another deception? Mr. President, no.